Welcome back to the 2018 College Championship presented by State Farm. You're joining us for our second series of the day as Columbia College takes on UT Dallas. Let's take a look at the starting rosters. First up, starting game one on the blue side, it's Columbia College. That means in the top lane, it's Stumpy. Roaming around in the jungle is Bucksack. Mid lane is Julian. Bot lane and support, Evan RL and Dean with Coach Drake Porter.
And that means facing them on the red side, it's the champions from the South, University of Texas, Dallas. Top lane, Will Win. Jungle, Faith. Mid, X-Case. Bot, Johns. Support, Keen. And Coach Nicholas.
That's right. Despite the seeding of the teams, many would put Columbia College as the heavy favorites coming into this matchup today, even though the seedings themselves are a little closer than our last game.
Exactly. It's 4th seed versus 5th seed here. So I guess I would say normally expecting a closer game. But seriously, though, UT Dallas, they come in as the number 4 seed, and Columbia University is the one who came in with the season full of support for the school. And that's why we're seeing that here, because UT Dallas, like they said, they're the ones who have the higher seed, but they're not the ones who have all the support from the school. This is the year that Columbia went full team liquid with their school, and they forming this roster that they believe is a powerhouse. They reached out to the coach of RMU's Esports program, who brought Bucksack and Evan RL to the new program with full athletic support and practice facility behind them.
Crazy.
And then they picked up the star mid laner from FSU, Julian, who some people may remember from the scouting grounds or under his old moniker of Zatzmod.
That's right, and he'll be facing off against another mid lane star in X-Case for UT Dallas.
Yeah, their most impressive games have come off the back of X-Case, who has shown that he's not afraid to play aggressive champions like Zed, who's actually his most played this season. And I remember back in the beginning of the day, we showed these guys talking about how Julian said he did an AMA, being number 1 in Challenger. And then X-Case, actually, Julian tipped his hat to him and said, I've played against him many times. He's actually an incredibly good mid laner. And so there's a bit of a rivalry between these two guys. And the team that X-Case is on, UT Dallas, his team actually started off as just a group of students who wanted to put a team together. But after a successful season, UT Dallas has announced that they're going to support the team, earning themselves a full-time coach and a practice space come fall because of their performances.
That kind of stuff is absolutely amazing, because a lot of times, even back in the day when I was a young boy, we'd make a team, you do good, and you're kind of like, we don't need to practice. So it's awesome to see that they know they can go further, that practice still needs to be there, and now they're getting support from it. It's absolutely amazing to see that kind of camaraderie and organization between them as they go through college. Like all of these other things, they're multitasking and being on a professional team they have to dedicate time to.
Yeah, because a lot of the times, like, you start the club for fun, but then if enough people have that competitive edge to them, they got competitive drive, and they're at that very high level, it can bring you an enormously far way. Because we're looking at the Southern Conference here, and UT Dallas, I don't believe, is actually shot up. It's always been kind of other schools like Texas A&M in that area, Austin and stuff like that, have always just kind of been the ones who are winning the Southern Conference and making it to that top 8. So now that UT Dallas has shown with this roster that they can make it there, the school is going, oh, we need to pay attention to this, and stepping up and saying, we're going to support them in fall.
Absolutely. They want to show they are not a weak region. The North kind of always representing in these. So the South, they want to put a little of impact on the collegiate scene for themselves here, and coming in a quite strong roster. A lot of the teams will always say we're the only known team, and there may not be too many names you would see on this, but definitely master tier players here for UT Dallas. So nothing to shake a stick at.
Yeah, all of them master tier.
Or shake a lot of sticks at it, however you want to look at it.
A lot of master tier sticks. But we were talking about how the school didn't fully accept it. There's a player, Faith, who even his parents didn't really accept the fact that he wanted to play a lot of League of Legends. And it was really kind of, they were against it until their most recent win, in their first win in the 2018 playoffs, where his mother actually said for the first time, like, keep playing. Keep actually investing in this instead of pushing him away from it.
It's such a big, big support when you can actually hear a voice like that. Obviously, you have friends doing it, but to know when you're in school and then kind of you can afford to play games with your parents behind you, I think that puts you just like at level 11, because most people here don't play those games. So the support is huge, and it's what you need at this level of play. Your mentality has to be on point, and that can't be something dragging you back.
I was about to feel like, unless you're like me, and as soon as your parents tell you to do something, you're like, no, I'm not going to do it.
I want to.
I'm not going to do it. And then they support you, and you're like, this thing's not cool anymore. So you just flip-flop on them, reverse psychology. But Columbia University, or Columbia College, jumping over to the other side, these guys are incredibly confident because they started this year with the support of the school behind them, right? And they're saying this is the year that they're going to go ahead and take the whole thing. And they were actually the team that was up near, it was Maryville, right? They were undefeated during the regular season, and they were seen as tournament favorites. When I look at the record here for the entire collegiate season for Columbia College, they're 21-3, and those 3 losses only came from the 3-0 that they suffered from Maryville. So up against the people who were the tournament favorites, they just got knocked down. This team had beat them during the regular season, lost to them at the final moment, but at the same time, this is a team that was going neck and neck with such strong competition for so long. So Columbia comes in with a lot of momentum behind them, and like we said at the very beginning, that's the reason that they're kind of favored despite being the 5th seed versus the 4th.
Absolutely. Just waiting to get into lobby here as all the players get themselves set and ready and switched up on the stage. We do have, I believe, everything that, or every player, I should say, as we had a sub in game 1. This is going to be the teams coming in with the players that they wanted to play with everything was organized as we see them getting back on stage. So can't expect anything crazy in this one, but I am ready to see what kind of Columbia College can bring to the table. Usually when you're kind of like Masters tier, that top level player, you always have your one trick, and these players, you play against each other a lot, you're going to know what those are. What do they have next, right? How deep do these champion pools go for the collegiate players?
Yeah, and you're talking about like collegiate players, especially on the UT Dallas where they're Masters, but we're looking at like #1 in Challenger for Julian, right? For the mid laner on the side of Columbia College, who got pulled over from FSU, from Florida State University, and had made it pretty far with them previously, as well as Evan RL, who was previously the support for RMU. He moved back to being the AD carry. And then Bucksack, who was the AD carry for RMU, has now moved to jungle here. So there were 2 role swaps. One of them was a swap back, but they brought in 3 players who had kind of been like powerhouses on previous teams in collegiate and mixed them all up and put them together. And we'll see if Columbia gets something out of it here.
And we are into picks and bans for Series 2 here on the week of the Collegiate Championship. Let's see who can put their mark on that bracket with this series. Columbia or UT Dallas as we head in now. Morgana Kaisa being taken out. 2 things we saw being played in the last series. Graves also got up a bit of attention, but was never played for that first series of the day here.
Yeah, and we're seeing the UT Dallas, of course, they have 2 coaches. One of them is Nicholas. The one that's on stage right now is Too Serious. So, this is actually his name.
Yeah.
I realized after I said it.
No follow-up joke for me.
Name is Too Serious. And so he'll be taking care of the picks and bans in this game. Sometimes they swap back and forth. But we're seeing the Aurelia band away, very strong champion. And I believe that UT Dallas had side selection, so they are the ones who chose red side. But I believe blue side has a lot of power in terms of what you get to first pick here.
Trundle being banned out along with Rakan. What do you got for picks here? First phase of picks going down. 14 seconds left for Columbia as they start things off. Do they show aggression? Do they show nothing? Do they take support?
Nothing really grabs.
They want a bot laner.
Nothing really jumps up at me because they banned Kaisa themselves and said they wanted to play Varus instead, where I think you can just leave Kaisa up unless you don't really like playing it.
Right, yeah.
But that's kind of the one that tricks me up there because I would assume you're going to pick either the Kaisa or potentially the Ezreal when they're up. But they go for the Varus instead, saying Evan RL is just going to be able to stand his ground. We'll see what happens for the rest of it. We just saw something that was like a pivot towards an AP Varus in a almost all AD composition.
Ornn 100% pick so far in the tournament. He will be locked in for UT Dallas here to start things off. Olaf will get some more play time as well. And they get some brute force on the team to start things off for Dallas.
And I guess this means you pick Braum here for Columbia to deal with the Ornn, because the Ornn ultimate, Braum is the hard counter to it, makes it go away. But
Yasuo,
if you don't have it, yes, that's true. You know, you are not wrong on that. That is very true, actually. But in terms of like support and being able to just play matchups that are bad, I think Braum is fantastic for it. Goes into the team fight and shuts down the Ornn ultimate. So Braum is the expected one here.
Yasuo support, man. Just keep going.
Yeah, I have some.
Isn't that the trend? All champions are played everywhere lately.
Yeah, I brought some news from patch 8.11, Riv. Yasuo is in the bottom lane.
Oh my word! Stop the future. CC Julian. Columbia is going to pick up Sejuani for the jungle as we move back a few patches. Still pretty viable. And XCase gets Rise for himself. We're going to see some Realm Warps and the plays alike coming out from him.
Yeah, I believe this is still the nerfed Sejuani here, but it is Buckzak's most played, so defaulting back to that. And if you are a Sejuani player, you can still make it work despite it being a bit out of the meta. But the question is, he's up against the Olaf, who has way better farming speeds. Things like Skarner are on the table when you decide not to match there. The Sejuani, instead of something like a Zac, is a little bit, I would say, a bit of a far cry from what you would say is the meta. Because in this patch, I would say things like Graves, Olaf, Skarner,
especially when
Zac,
Trundle,
even in that, or Trundle and then Zac.
Yeah.
That would usually be most people's tier list. And then you have the Sejuani way down there.
We're bringing up Bristle for this game, Zanreen.
Yeah. Wait, I mean, the Bristle's stuck down there. Gonna have to, you know,
Kalen, all right.
Oh, okay, that makes
Left
sense.
open and picked. Twitch being hovered now by Evan Aro. As we see what the final 2 picks for Columbia will be, and then the counter, the last pick for Dallas. It's Oriana in the mid laner for Julian, so we have plays throughout the game and possible late game playmaking.
I'm sitting here looking at the sheet and going, okay, they banned Ezreal Xayah.
Oh!
What?
That's amazing.
It's not where you thought it would be, Riv, but it is there.
Ah.
You freaked out, and that freaked me out.
What about, oh yeah, you were looking down. What about the futures, Irene? Premonitions.
Wow, Riv, what's the last pick here?
Oh, damn, we picked it. He didn't give me enough time. That's cheating. Keen locks in the Taric for himself, so they have Cosmic Radiance on that side. And there is Yasuo for Stumpy now in the top lane, so they have walls on walls. And now they won't be stuck with Braum turned around for the Ornal. Or, yeah, boom, I almost said it wrong. But
Yeah, no, you're right.
the whole thing that plagued West the entire game for Maryville for someone else.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here going, the Yasuo is one of the last things I would expect. So you actually, this is actually something that
I love it.
I really love about this too, because Stumpy is actually a famous one-armed challenger player. He actually has only one full hand. His right hand is mouse hand. His left hand, he actually has like a finger on it that he presses the buttons with.
Yes.
And so pressing multiple buttons with Yasuo, EQ, having the combos go down, I'm really interested to see how smoothly he pulls these things off.
Not a problem.
He's done it in the past, but like seeing it live is a whole different thing.
Not a problem. He's ready for the pressure, and they are locked in. Awesome compositions coming in for this game. Will Win gets 2 picks pretty much for him, for the Ornn. He draws a Yasuo and a Braum. Knew the Braum was coming. Yasuo to boot. Oh my word. Hashtag CC Win. Moving in. We'll see what happens here as we get in the game. Hashtag UTD Win. And we'll see who can get this first matchup as we're in our second series of the day. We're about to be on the Rift for game 1 of that series. Columbia College versus UT Dallas. The Northern Conference versus the Southern. We'll see who can pick up this victory. 4th versus 5 seed. We just had a close game. We're going to get another one.
Yeah, that one was a 2-0 though right now, Columbia College.
Right? It's weird to say.
I love what they came in with here. The fact that Stumpy's got this Yasuo, that's where my eyes are. See if he dominates this lane.
And we're out into the Rift. Sledding around. Rolling out. Julian to the mid lane.
Ooh, TP for Evan RL on the 80 carry. We saw that kind of originate with the Ezreal.
Yeah, and the fleeted footwork.
Yeah.
On both sides. Indeed.
It was interesting because before the Yasuo got locked in, I was talking about the Columbia College draft where they banned Ezreal, banned Xayah. Rakan wasn't banned away. So I don't know if they were thinking they would pick Xayah and Rakan as their last 2. But then the Caitlyn just gets picked up, and that's actually John's most played champion this split. And he's got a 7.17 KDA, the highest on his team. So he's going to be right at home on this champion.
Feels good. Ignites for the bot lane means kill lanes as well. Wouldn't have it any other way. Teleports for the top side here.
And it's funny because I actually wanted to talk about this a tiny bit where
What's that?
a lot of people started taking the teleport because they had like seen it and they're like, oh, okay, well, maybe it gives me a little bit more mobility and stuff around the map. But another person was like, well, I don't want to take heal anymore because Ignite's just super good. Ignite got buffed, right?
Yes.
Heal, I think, also got nerfed in terms of the timer.
Oh, what a
the
dodge.
barrier was just better.
What a dodge.
Look at all that damage, though.
No, and everything for nothing. Oh, Stumpy taking one shot. The dodge as well on Will Win's attack was so nice. And then he walks into the turret, getting a little too aggressive. So Will Win feeling decent there. Both have to chug some potions.
Doing a good job, though. Dodge the W, and you can see he's going to let some of the CS die there. So one missed out in terms of the CS that Wilwin will pick up. But also, Stumpy missed 2 there. Oh man, just the potion difference. That one turret shot's gonna mean so much. It sucks, but it means so much because you played that beginning part of it so well.
That's what happens. Try to play on the mentality, and sometimes you forget where kind of the end of that play is for yourself. A good hit, great step in by Keen to take that second Winter's Bite. He does take the concussive blows, but he saves his 80 carry.
Yeah, you have more potions as the support. He also did go for kind of the budget potions, though.
Yep, refillables.
And refillables for himself, but making sure that he's the one who takes the damage. I actually really like that, because once the AD's chunked out, he can't even contest CS.
It hurts. Bad news bears. You can already see a few shots threaded in by Evan RL. Stepping back in again, it says, oh, you want it this time, we will give it to the Tarek. Shots are actually onto Johns. They're currently not focusing the same champion, and Dean very low.
If he had ignited Dean there, I think he kills him because there's no heal for Evan RL.
Yep.
Oh, Sejuani counter jungle. Hello?
Oh my word, it's big smite there. Double buff fight going on. He's gonna have to Arctic Assault over the wall as Olaf is gonna get real dangerous at low health.
Yeah, when you don't get that that smite to take it away, and the Olaf levels up and gets the HP from it too, you kind of had to back off there. So yeah, it's one of the reasons that it's like Sejuani, not a very good duelist, whereas the other junglers in that top tier can actually pull off moves like that and get away with it.
Can't even win a 2v1. You and the boar versus 1.
Oh, see, if the boar actually did a lot more, because all the boar does is move for you. I don't think there's even an ability where the boar is involved except for the charge.
Nice block. Oh, gets flashed on. Reckless swing comes down in the undertow as he tries to flash onto it to connect some more hits. Nice job by Stumpy, but that flash is down, and you may see a repeat from Faith. Maybe once he gets a little more health.
Once he gets back, he'll also have Predator available when he gets the boots.
Yep.
See, Buckzak kind of just getting to level 4 himself. The Olaf clear is just way healthier, way faster. And once again, I'm kind of harping on Sejuani. I just don't think she's very good right now.
Not on Buckzak, just Sejuani.
Yeah. And I just don't think she's very good in the current meta. Like, you have to kind of make up for not being exploited in the... You have to, like, not get exploited in the early game.
Yep.
And then have your ultimates really matter in the team fights where you try to make these long-range engages happen. You do put a kind of a cleanse tax, though, on the enemy mid laner. So there is that, or X-Case has his. Faith, though. Scuttled Crab. And just the clear for right now. He does have the Predator boots.
Easy peasy there. Low mana on X-Case means Julian can keep pushing in. He also has to be careful now as his jungler's going to see that Faith is on that bot side of the map. Doesn't look like they'll re-pressure too much for Will Win. They said, hey, we got a flash down. He did kind of aggress on you, but looks like Will Win is happy to be alone on the top side and gets a focus from Faith towards the bottom. 35 to 26 in that mid lane, as it does seem like Julian's able to push X-Case off a little bit.
Oh,
hello.
Uh-oh.
How much did you want to do that?
Oh, wait, there's no mana on Will Win, though.
He gets the shield from Wind Walking. Gets himself to safety there as he keeps moving and very close to going down, but kind of delays the back a bit. He just toys with Will Win. But who's really getting toyed with? Bot side flash in. Dazzle splits the uprights. It looks like they're going to trade back a few more hits. Keen taking those concussive blows one after the other, down to about 170 HP.
Cool. Very close there. No Ignite available for Dean on that one, but Keen went in, tried to get the flash stun, and
Dean and Keen
went right between. Did not end up getting any. It's funny because they share a name, Dean and Keen, but also they actually share a little bit of a strange history because they both actually come from sports and then had injuries, and then they played League of Legends.
Right, that was their focus after the injury. I can focus on this and still be competitive.
Exactly. It's crazy. Keen used to play tennis, and he turned to League of Legends, and then on the opposite side, it was basketball for Dean.
Get in the hoops. See if we can do some dunkage on that side. Brahm's good at dunking. He can get it in there. Keen on the other side. We'll see. You dazzle him up. Faith now finding Buckzak. It doesn't look like he wants that scuttle too much, but the rotation is there from Julian. Realm Warp in would cut that. It doesn't seem like he wants it.
No flash.
Shockwave there. They're going to get him and lock it down. Faith goes down for, first blood in the game.
Yeah, Julian had a really good rotation there. And one of the things that happened on the patch was phase rush and stuff like that is now what you take on Rise. And so he has the cleanse tax, so he has no TP. And then you don't run Summoner Spellbook anymore because it got changed in 8.9 to be from like the swap it out to now you get a temporary Summoner Spell, single use.
Yeah,
that
and
you
like out of combat.
Exactly, you're out of combat. And so he can't TP back to the lane and then continue the pressure, right? Which you normally would have been able to do with Ryze on things like 8-8.
Oh. Rotation here from the bot side. They say maybe we can play a little bit. If the support is off, we need to pull our lane. I don't think Dragon's really going to pull too much attention off of this. It would have been a good fight with Faith just being below them. Transfer over to Ryze as we see this play here again in mid lane.
It looks like Bucksack was just going for the Scuttle Crab, and then Faith walked up. There's no W available for Bucksack, and Faith takes a fight that I don't think he's able to win. Yeah. Stumpy had priority. Julian had priority.
Stumpy too.
Yeah, no matter what, I think he's kind of dead at that point, unless he had flash and he could blast cone over, but they knew he didn't have it. But speaking of blast coning,
Trickery 3v2 here. Evan RL and Dean trying to get the safety. A nice unbreakable keeps his AD carry healthy, and they're able to trade in the orb walking. The attacks from Evan are hitting true. Teleport from Will Win leaves Stumpy up top alone. He doesn't even need to teleport as Columbia has already disengaged.
Wow, so that actually was a lot of resources there from Dallas. Really well played from Evan RL and Dean, I think, because they walked up to the brush, then they immediately turned around. They dodged Keen's stun. And remember, he used his flash earlier to try and make it happen, but that's the TP that was blown from Willwin. They have to kind of cut their losses and get this Drake with that, because they take a lot of damage on the top side. He goes down in CS. They had to get something.
A little more speed to head back to lane. Shouldn't be too bad. Teleport's going to come up for Stumpy. We'll have to pay very close attention if that actually comes and it becomes an advantage that Columbia want to use, or they just kind of keep him in the side lane, which I figure they'll do, as Willwin will actually have to react to the fights a little bit more. Coming up on 10 minutes, though, 2,000 gold start, I should say lead, rather, for Columbia College, as they start things off in every lane with a little bit of a lead.
Pretty much across the board, and there's a cull, too, on the bottom side for Evan RL.
Yeah.
Stumpy even helped leash that, so it wasn't even the jungler Bucksack. It was Stumpy coming down with his lane priority to help leash the blue buff for Julian. So they're trying to make a play on the bottom side with the Sejuani ultimate now. No flash on Keen.
Oh, hits him. Arctic Assault forward, the Glacial Prison, and they're going to be able to do enough damage to take down Keen. How much is the retaliation here now from Dallas? They saw the member go down. Willwin almost goes down up top as he gets back to lane. That's huge for Stumpy and pressure on the other side of the map.
Yeah, it looks like Stumpy got a knock up and an ultimate off there onto Willwin, which matters so much, and the flash was blown there. And this is normally, people were saying, you get that Bramble Vest, it just makes it so that the matchup goes your way. But remember, Bramble Vest got nerfed quite a while ago as a rush item. So now we see Stumpy with that CS advantage, with the level advantage, pushing in that lane and putting pressure onto this turret when he gets to actually walk up. And he's going to go proxy a wave. This will give him a better back time.
Oh, feels bad, man.
Feels great if you're Stumpy.
That feels great if you're Stumpy, and he's been playing very well to start this off. Will now have to start drawing pressure. He's being a nuisance. You see Keen already starting to rotate to the top side of that map, and bot turret's still up in that situation. So switching a little early here to make sure that the pressure is divvied up and they can try to stop this snowball from Columbia.
Yeah, the question is, what do they do with their lane allocation? But
right
here, Bucksack, there's no flash on the Keen. He's still being punished for that earlier flash. So, yep, he didn't get kills earlier. He gets killed in return. And that's his first death.
Here's this fight.
Oh, yeah, this one. Auto, nice.
Right as he hits.
Got another Q, another auto.
Holy moly.
Yeah. Yep, that is really well played there.
Feels like we're watching that on like 1.5 pace. So many attacks. Great cleanse to come out. Dazzle forward. Forces the flash as well. Three-man shockwave to answer. Case in a very bad spot here. Glacial Fissure is down for Dean. No retaliation to continue. But what a hit and dodge by Julian.
Yeah, and that looked like Stumpy started his TP, canceled it because Will win throughout the Ornn ultimate. Now Bucksack is going to try to punish him. Remember, he has no flash.
One hit. Locks him up.
He almost has, he almost has the Sej ulti. It's 1 second away. There it is.
Faith's going to be there. Ragnarok is up if he needs to get in and out of the fight. Stumpy says, let's add the pressure. We have control. Let's not push too hard.
Yeah. Bottom side, though, even without the jungle assistance, Tarek Keen, he's been running around. He just had to blow his flash again to try and make a play. And that means he wasn't on the bottom side, and that's just full pressure there for Columbia College, and they get that first turret.
114. Went 16 to 100 in that mid lane. X-Case has actually really been trailing the movements of Julian and Bucksack when they kind of try to hit Faith in the jungle, and it's costing him a few of the waves that he's hoping to get under his turret. Willwin now approaching back towards the top side. No kills have come out of this lane, so he's actually done a great job at absorbing pressure. Even if he is falling behind a bit, he can still be Ornn and draw at that Forge God when the fight's coming. Whoop. Good pressure and defense.
Slowly losing that turret, though, so even if they just wanted to swap the Yasuo out on a back, they might be able to get it. You can see Stumpy, he's going to back, max in the Q first, then the E, and I believe the Phantom Dancer is what you build first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom. It feels funny because like Phantom Dancer is definitely the best item on Yasuo for the 1v1s for sure. I always really liked the satisfaction of the static shiv. It just always felt really good. But the Phantom Dancer is actually just way better statistically, especially if you're going for 1v1s against tanks.
You know, extra damage always feels good. Whether you have an electrocute or a static shiv on top of that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Visceral feeling, but like Phantom Dancer, you don't always get that. Man, that felt really good. It's like,
man, that saved me.
Yeah, you're actually just stronger overall, and so you don't see like the static shiv difference actively.
Yeah.
But it is definitely the better item to have a Phantom Dancer. You can already wave clear pretty heavily.
Ludens early, really helping to clear out. Oh, just on the side, gets one brittle. Predator's on, the Dazzle as well. Crowd control after crowd control.
Stumpy.
Death is the best CC. Cosmic Radiance goes down. He should actually dodge a good bit of damage. He is in still kill range, and he's gonna get locked up here with the E by Bucksack. One more. Willwin wants into the fight though. Nice hit actually onto X-Case to stop his damage as they turn the fight around, and they actually went horizontal and back to goal side for each other here to make sure they're safe in lane. I don't know how Columbia only lost 2. Great job by UT Dallas though.
Yeah, Columbia lost 2, UT Dallas lost 1, and Stumpy, he got caught in the knockup there where Willwin, the Ornn. It's so hard to track where the little pillar is and in the middle of the fight, when it's going to pop up, because it's just this tiny little indicator on the ground. And he was able to just get a knockup as soon as it came up and got multiple people, but especially Stumpy, who didn't have flash from earlier.
Dean's got to be careful. A lot of damage from X-Case can hit him. And that is going to be Rift Herald down in favor of UT Dallas.
That'll give Faith a faster recall and also a way for them to knock down some turrets here where they've been struggling. They have their mid turret at half, their top turret, wait a second.
Flash forward, concussive blows. Remember, this is a walkout, not much crowd control after that, but he is going to go down. They use the shockwave, actually. They secure that kill and make sure it happens for Julian.
Yeah, but now they're going to get some damage on this top turret. It hasn't even been scratched.
Are they heading with it? Looks like they're actually going to leave it for one. They don't really have too much pressure otherwise, setting it up for a little bit of prep later here.
I actually think that's a wasted Rift Herald.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not going to pressure this lane for a while. Maybe they keep the Varus up top, so it'll be 1. I guess it's a not as utilized Rift Herald as it could be. But yeah, they know there's no flash, there's no cleanse. They pick up Julian, and then Stumpy gets one back here. The Keen gets the ultimate off in time. Ultimate comes through from Stumpy. They hold on to the Sejuani stun. They use it here, but then Willwin threw down the little pillar, gets the double knockup, and then turns that one around there. They pick him up.
Bucksack holding that ultimate as well, really locking down X-Case as he entered back in, forcing his cleanse summoner. A little bit of dodge and damage there, but everybody organizing quite well in that scatter of a fight. It was pretty chaotic. 4K lead here for Columbia, as they have a little room to work with if they lose a bit of those fights, so not too worse for the wear. Pushing mid and saying, we'll route you mid and then take the fight if you want to pressure that Ocean Drake.
Yeah, UT Dallas.
Oh, Stumpy!
Nobody went through.
Yeah, they don't realm warp it. I thought he was going to have a lot of people on him, and they say, you're not going to go. We'll pull the trigger. On to Keen once again. The flash is almost up. They play off it one more time as it's down.
Yeah, they play off of Keen there. He doesn't have the flash. It just comes up now.
Yep.
And then they get X-Case immediately after with the Sejuani ultimate. The combo there alongside Evan RL on top of him. Now they're going to push down mid. Columbia College had pressure on the bottom side where they got that turret.
Yep.
Stumpy was winning the one-on-one top, and he got himself to that turret about half HP. And they're looking to take 3 turrets before, I think, Dallas will even get 1 here.
Yeah. Very repetitive from Columbia in the mid lane, saying pressure that one fight, dictate pressure towards mid, and it pulled UT Dallas up to fight number 2.
The turret. Stumpy.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Hit the turret once, get that solo gold.
He wants to back so that he can TP into this.
Oh, Bucksack taking damage, unstoppable here for Faith, but he is going to take quite a bit as they turn around to do it. Willwin turns on to Dean. That's not somebody he's going to be able to kill. Teleport from Stumpy coming in as the Cosmic Radiance keeping Dallas healthy, and now Stumpy second-guessing his choice, but can they yo-yo the defense. Just about 1,000 health between these bottom three members of Columbia, and he's gonna go in with the last breath, and he silences Dallas. Triple kill, looking for the quadra, and he gets it now. Julian pulls up kill number 4. Kill secured, and fight secured by Columbia College.
He's like, screw the solo turret gold on the top side. I'm gonna go get 3 kills in this fight. He turns it around because his team, you saw they were all damaged, they were all incredibly low, and he's the one who comes in with the double knock-up to make it happen.
Absolutely incredible choice. Gets the fight at just the right time, and it actually looked like he could have been in a bad spot, but the team was there, and they even committed with him in low HP. Here it is again.
Yeah, Dean doesn't get the Ornn ultimate with his E. And hold on, though. Wait.
Oh, he's not done. Almost. Almost. Stumpy just making plays everywhere. We have no time for replays. Woo! 11-3. That score shot up hecka fast. I don't want to say hella fast. Freak says it all the time, and I had to stop myself. I had to stop myself.
Yeah.
The first hecka fast I've said in my life. Heck, 18 minutes on the clock.
So don't hecka fast.
Don't hecka fast that, man. 4-0 in turrets. Just imagine the goal. We can see the goal that means. Just has surmounted on the side of Columbia College.
Man, 2 levels up for Stumpy. Stumpy is just
Levels is crazy.
like you're saying, the gold 2,600 ahead for himself right now over will win. The Ornn, even though he's a tank, it doesn't really matter. No completed item for him versus the Phantom Dancer, and almost the gold here to have the Infinity Edge completed for Stumpy, who also invested in some early double Dorans for himself just to survive the lane phase and have more sustain. But Stumpy's now most gold in the game, just completed his Infinity Edge, and he's ready to pop off here on this Yasuo that you predicted, Rick.
Absolutely awesome. Really focusing on stopping those Ornn ultimates. And also obviously having a little bit of fun. He definitely loves to play the Yasuo. It seems 4-1-2 with a 50 CS lead currently. About 40 CS lead, I should say, on the board. Where are they going to head here? It looks like they're actually happy with saying, will UT Dallas make a mistake as we pressure this vision? Little things here and there, possibly a ward war is what makes these team fights, because Columbia is in such a driver's seat right now. They just don't want to make a mistake and are willing to let UT Dallas kind of make one. Question is, can that bite Columbia in the butt here if they take too long?
I don't know, man. It's almost 20 minutes, and this is the type of gold lead that you usually will have when you're dominating at like 30 minutes.
Right.
So they're off to a 10K, almost 10,000 gold advantage here. 20 minutes in when the Baron's about to come up, that allows you to just pressure side lanes, allows you to group up and feel really good about the fights you're going to take. Have a high probability chance of winning them. And you see Evan RL actually looks like he's going to go for the Stinger as well into the Nashers too. So Rageblade, Nashers, and then it's Zonia's or you get the Death Cap, but we didn't really get to see that completed in the last game. And I don't know if we'll see it completed here because UT Dallas are just,
oh my word,
so far behind.
Oh, this gets to that point where you want to pull your hair out as UT Dallas, because no matter what you try to do, somebody else is on the other side of the map.
There's no
being an annoyance. Zach, right on the outside here. Stumpy's going to be able to take down the inhibitor. UT Dallas going for broke on the Baron call. They have to get this to be able to re-pressure and push it outside of their base. Stumpy now taking down the inhibitor. Cosmic Radiance goes down as we're focusing on the fight. Shockwave hits 3 again for Julian, and now they're going to be able to clean this one up. XK's doing what he can to deliver in the damage. One shot, almost gets it for Johns on the Caitlyn, but they are going to be able to lock that down. A quadra kill for Julian, and Stumpy's been making work inside the base. Remember, Evan RL had teleport, so he gets into the Baron up minions on the bot side. 20 minutes in. Columbia College making quick work at game 1.
Well, hold on 1 second here, because they're about to have respawn on Keen. And then you also have
they back up. They're going to take it, but they could lose somebody on the way out. Remember, Stumpy could absolutely zero out a member here if they don't touch him. Faith almost gets it. It might just be a montage. Stumpy gets one more. Not onto the fountain. That would take him down with the Guardian Laser, and will win now doing his best. Oh my Frozen Heart cannot even shut down this heartless man on Yasuo as he continues to take down UT Dallas. The Nexus is open, and Columbia College on the back of Stumpy going down, relentlessly push inside UT Dallas's base, and they will take game 1.
That is crazy. That is a 21-minute, 30-second game there for Columbia College. They decimated the lanes, transitioned their leads, and had the right team fights, and they played it beautifully. I think the only thing I'm bummed about in that game is that Stumpy, when he streams, he has like a hand camera sometimes. I want to see what that man is doing down there because his Yasuo moves are smooth.
Absolutely crazy stuff. Columbia College came in here saying, you know, we know we're one of the top teams at this competition, and they believed that they had to knock out Maryville to face UCI in the finals. Well, it doesn't look like that's going to happen right here, but it also looks like they do have a road to the finals playing like this.
Yeah, that was definitely the cleanest game that we've seen all day. Leads in the lane, leading to leads in the game, and ending it in 21 minutes and 30 seconds. That was the Baron. That was a desperate call from UT Dallas.
It's basically a 21-minute and whatever seconds you said, highlight reel, as you were saying at the end of the game. Just play after play where they were able to get themselves into a good spot. And here's one of them that we do actually see a few members going down, but Columbia always able to retaliate.
Yeah, Stumpy capitalizes there on the Braum stun. And then they're able to kill Keen, go a little bit too far forward here, and this is the fight that ended actually in favor of UTD, where they killed 2 for 1. But later on, they were just constantly capitalizing on Keen's blown flash, and right there was almost back up, and that was another one there. And this was the fight. This was the fight that I think broke the camel's back because Julian, Buckzak, and even Dean, you're seeing like 1,000 HP between the 3 of them. Stumpy's the one who goes in, makes the play, and the Yasuo plus Sejuani, crazy combo there for stacking up the passive, but it didn't matter. He was just popping off. And then he just goes and pushes the bottom. He puts UTD in a lose-lose situation.
Right.
They can't do the Baron fast enough, and the Yasuo is going to end the game. They're still constantly chipping away at them. The shockwave from Julian, the solo laners in this game were doing so much work for Columbia College.
How do you attack a team that just came off a win like that? What do you see as kind of the major pain point or an area you can attack against Columbia College for game 2 in the eyes of UT Dallas?
It's going to be so strange because UT Dallas, they had side selection here. They were the higher seed. They were the 4th seed.
Right.
They chose red. I don't think that they're actually going to swap sides in this next game. I think Columbia College is okay with being blue side here because it's going to allow you to get those first picks that you want. Granted, they used it on Varus, but maybe they swapped to red, but I don't think so. I think like there's a lot of pluses to being on that blue side.
And how do you feel like jungles might work out here? We did see that Sejuani coming out and then a bit of pressure towards the bot laners towards the end, but it seems like everybody got what they wanted besides the junglers maybe?
Yeah, I like the Sejuani alongside the Yasuo because it's the auto attack Q will 2-time stack your passive when you're going for gank, so it's
definitely
pretty easy to gank for him. But I still think that the Sejuani has fallen by the wayside in favor of other junglers.
Right.
And the reason that it didn't look bad in this game is because I don't think that Faith had the start that he wanted. He got bullied in the jungle by the Sejuani, almost killed, came out on top off of a smite, but then the Ornn wasn't like power farming or getting ahead, and he got caught in the river because Faith's laners didn't have priority. So the Sejuani got to play off winning lanes. The Ornn didn't, or sorry, the Olaf didn't really get to do much in the jungle because his lanes were losing, and you can't power farm during that time. You can't hang around your laners and be like, hey, we win all 2-on-2s. And instead he got punished for it, and I think he was behind for the rest of the game.
It becomes a quick point where everybody kind of needs your help, but you can only offer so much at one time. So Columbia College, take game 1. We'll see if UT Dallas can tie up the series when we return for game 2. Don't go anywhere. Just about 1,000 health between these bottom 3 members of Columbia, and he's gonna go in with the last breath, and he silences Dallas.
Nice. Look at Ornn. Nice.
Okay.
Nasher.
Nexus is open, and Columbia College, on the back of Stumpy going down, relentlessly push inside UT Dallas's base, and they will take game 1.